Hello, I am Patrick, and this is Notes on a Fragrance. And today I have the Beat from Burberry. This is the newest fragrance for men from Burberry, and it came out in the fall of 2008. It was only in Burberry stores at that time, and then after the first of the year, it rolled out to other stores. So it's considered a mossy wood fragrance, and its notes are leather wood, vetiver bourbon, violet leaves, and black pepper. So when you spray this on the scent strip, you get a lot of the black pepper, and you also get a lot of the leather wood. As it dries down, it does mellow, and it's not as spicy or as woodsy. This isn't as heavy as Burberry London for men was. It's definitely a lot lighter than that. And if London was too much for you, try this one and see what you think of it. But you definitely have to get it on your skin to see exactly what it's going to do. Because like I say, you spray it on paper and it can be a bit much. It should have come out earlier. It should have been released, I think, to everyone in the fall and not just Burberry stores because it has more of that fall-winter feel to it. And for it to be released in like late January, I kind of felt like it may have been a little late for this type of fragrance. They invested a lot of money in advertising and launching this scent. And this one, GQ magazine here, it was March 2009 on this one. There's 5 Burberry ads in this one magazine. And this is the ad right here. Not a bad ad. 5 guys from the UK. There's a video on YouTube about these guys, who they are and why they chose them. But 5 of these ads in one magazine, it's like, oh my gosh, I can imagine what that cost. And it's like, well, it does have more of that European smell and feel to it. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to do in the US, but I mean, I like it. I'm happy with it because for me, like I said, London was a little much for me. It was I thought a little bit more of a mature scent, but this is definitely, of course, you can tell by the ad, it's supposed to be for a younger crowd, but like I said, it does have a little bit more of that European smell to it because it's a little more spicy and woodsy. So that is the Beat for Men from Burberry. So, and also going back to the GQ magazine, they had an article in here about cologne. And it was a really good article. If you have the magazine, it was on page 102. And somebody put a comment on one of my videos about this being in the magazine. And it basically talked about where and how to apply fragrance. And also about how guys can really wear any kind of fragrance. And they listed 5 of them that were for men and women that, guys could wear. And there was Vetiver Babylon from Giorgio Armani, the Privé line, and Clinique Happy for men, Light Blue for women, Tom Ford Extreme, and Garden of the Nile from Hermes. And the light blue for women that they mentioned that guys can wear, the men's version isn't much different than the women's, so I suppose you could go either way on that. I wouldn't have included the women's in that since they both smell so similar, I think. But, I mean, that's the ad right there. I know you can't read it, but if anybody remembered seeing that in the magazine. It was a very well written. Like I said, I wouldn't include light blue for women in a guy's daily wardrobe, or I wouldn't include Clinique Happy either for men, but the Tom Ford Extreme is fairly recent, and that smells really good. And the Privé line from Armani, those were fragrances that he made for his close friends and family. And these are $115 a bottle for a 1.7 ounce, and that's one reason why they're so expensive. They're available pretty much in Armani shops. Nordstrom has them as well. So definitely worth checking out. Very fine fragrances, but a little higher priced for a scent. So if anybody ever sees in magazines like this, articles as good as this in regards to fragrances, definitely make a comment on it and or send me a message on it, because I get Details and I get Out Magazine and a few others, and it's rare that there's a really good article about fragrance on it. I don't get GQ or Esquire or Men's Health, so if anybody sees anything in these other magazines, definitely call it out, because it's worth reading about and checking out and seeing what they have to say. Usually they just have little blurbs on fragrance or reviews, what's new or something like that, but nothing as I thought as well written as this one was. Like where to store your fragrance. Best in the refrigerator, constant and cool temperature, no light to damage to the juice, or as little oxygen exposure as possible. If you are going to keep your fragrance in the fridge, I would also keep it in the box as well. So if you haven't thrown the box out, put it back in the box and keep it in the refrigerator. It does buy you some time on your fragrance and how long your fragrance will last. One of the worst things you can do, especially in the summertime, is to take your fragrance and put it in the car and put it in the glove box or the console in between, because the heat will ruin that fragrance. And that's what kills fragrances, is heat and sunlight. Just it ruins the oil. So it says worst place to store it on a sunny windowsill or in your bathroom where the climate fluctuates with each shower. So it's much worse to have it in direct sunlight than it is in shower. I mean, it depends upon what temperature you keep your house as far as that goes. But yeah, this was very informative in this GQ magazine. Like I said, it was March of 2009. So it's already passed. I'm sure it's off the shelves. I know it's off the shelves by now because this is April 13th. So anyhow, I just wanted to call that out because it was a good call out from one of my viewers. And like I said, if anybody sees any articles in any of the magazines about fragrance, definitely post a comment on it. So anyhow, that's all I have for today. So that was the beat. And anyway, that's about it. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.